Welcome back to Starfire Sports Stadium here in beautiful Seattle, Washington. I'm Dan Power, now joined by the lovely Mel Denham again in the booth. Well, they gave me a second chance with you. I will not let you down this time, I promise. And we are just moments away from kickoff here. The Atlanta Harlequins on the right of your screen with the ball in hand will be taking on the Youngbloodz from Minneapolis. And we are underway in this pool play in the women's bracket of the National Championships. And Mel, we've seen some very, very good play from both these teams. The Harlequins lost their first game out of the gates, then came back to win 19-12 against the Sacramento Amazons, while the Youngbloodz undefeated, winning their first game against Sacramento, then tying in that very exciting game we saw earlier against the ICEF team out of Los Angeles.
Yeah, the Harlequins are looking good. They have a lot of experience, some older experience and younger out in the field.
They certainly are. We have that 4 players over 36, making guys like me feel bad for retiring. But here we go. They've got the ball. They're deep in their own half, the Youngbloodz. Let's see what they can do. Again, one of the things that comes with age is experience, and you will have some campaigners in this Atlanta side. It's not helping them at the moment here as they break away. That is number 6 there in Lundstrom. She's Lundy for short, I believe, is the nickname for Lundstrom, but she's been an influential player for them throughout the tournament so far. I believe she spent some time in the OTC setup down there in San Diego with the 7 stuff, so I look for her to stretch open those big legs of her today as she strides down the sideline just like that.
Yeah, Lundstrom, one of the original 12 residents picked over in the Olympic Training Center for 7s back in 2012.
Going, yeah, she has played 7s and 15s. Plays with the Amazons up there, the Twin City Amazons in the WPL, and doing good things up there. Here we go now. Atlanta with the ball, breaking tackles, beautiful stuff there. The little run. And they keep the ball alive, coming back to the left. Well, look at this, the Atlanta side, they've just streaked around the side. The Youngbloodz were fantastic in defense in their first game out. We saw in the stadium here this time, not so good. Quite a soft try there by Lara Gardner as she just streaks away and puts the Harlequins on the board here, 5 points to 0.
Yeah, Laura Gardner, 2014 AIG Collegiate All-American, attending Georgia Tech, playing for the women's rugby team there.
Yeah, the Yellow Jackets down there, the Georgia Tech side. Good little side, and Gardner showing some good pace there to get around and get her team on the board first here. So in terms of the standings here, it's very important that the Harlequins get a win here if they want any chance, because the Youngbloodz undefeated, like we said, they do have a tie in that record, 1 win, 1 tie, but the points differential well and truly in their favor. Go, just giving the signal out there to her players where this ball's going to go. And you do a little bit of kicking, Mel?
In my spare time, sure.
Usually when you hesitate, that means that the coach doesn't want you kicking, but as a coach yourself, you've got to know how that feels.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Here we go, Youngbloodz, ball in hand. There's some value to the right if they can move it. They go back to the left down the blind side. Let's see if they just settle things down here, take some contact. They need to recycle possession, trap well inside their own half. Still, huge numbers out to the right if they can move it. They come out that way now. There's big Lundstrom again. Comes across. There's the winger. Can draw and pass. It is. The pass goes a little bit behind her though, but she makes a little break herself. That's Libby Berg. Ball goes forward. Referee playing advantage to the Harlequins. Down it comes. Nice little draw and pass. Goes down the ground though. Scoots down to pick it up. Advantage appears to be over. Harlequins a little hesitant at the back there, trying to figure out where she's going to go. She does well to fend off and run around. That's Kimberly Knipe. Making some yards here. Nice pass over the top. Again, value if they can get it. Unfortunately, ball goes to ground though, the knock on. They had a 3-on-2 overlap. Unfortunately, couldn't exploit it, and we're going to pack a scrum down about 30 out from the line. It's going to be a Youngbloodz put in. So far, Mel, what are your thoughts on the game?
It looks like there's some good handling, some good attacking, especially coming from the Harlequins. Have had most of the ball so far this game. A lot of experience coaching and playing on the field, all playing together. That experience can go a long way.
It definitely is, and you look at a lot of these players. This is when the teams from the north should be in their best form. It's obviously tough to train up in the Minnesota area through the winter, but the back end of the summer they've had some good weather up there. They should be hitting their straps nicely. Youngbloodz, they'll take the ball away. Going across, nice draw and pass. brings it in, tries to get around the corner there. That looks like Jasmine Davis, but she's dragged down nicely by the Atlanta defense. And they're forced a turnover. Great stuff from the Harlequins. They move the ball straight into a counter-attack out to the left. Nice little fend. She's through. Is she going to get there? Of course she is. Oh, beautiful pace there. What a great little run from Kimberly Knight. We mentioned her earlier being very effective with the feet, and she shows it again there. She slices through and dots down for another try. 10 points to 0. And Mel, you said it. They look the better of the two sides and showing it right there.
Yeah, Kimberly Knight, capable of playing prop and wing on the field. Definitely all over.
It sounds like a nice little combination. I would like to be built like a prop, have the work rate of a winger. And, that would be nice, wouldn't it? Eat like a prop, play on the wing. I think she's more athletic. That's why she's doing rather than her eating habits. Conversion successful, beautifully slotted. 12 points to 0. About 1:30 left on the clock here in the first half of this pool game between the Youngbloods and the Atlanta Harlequins.
Again, the experience there with the Harlequins, just really knowing when to go in and counter that ball, to turn it over. It was a really good decision.
It definitely has. And then, they said in the lead up to this game, physically, they're a lot smaller than they have been in previous years, but they've compensated that with some more speed players. Kimberly Knight, we saw there streaking away, is obviously one of those. Great pickup from Lundstrom down at the bootlaces. Does sensationally. Looking for the switch. She holds it up beautifully on the outside, though. Cover defense comes across and drags her down about 30 out from the line. Comes across now. They need to find some space. Looking for switch runners. Lets one go. She's got value on the outside. She goes that way. Beautiful little run now. She's on the outside, sweeper to beat. Can she get, back inside. Sensational stuff. Oh, Debbie Staynoan dots it down under the post, and they go 80 meters and score. Gets them right back in this game.
Yeah, the Youngbloods just did a great job of moving the ball. It's really stretching the field back to one side, back across the other side, and into Debbie, what was her name?
Yeah,
Debbie Stenoyan's hands, 2012 and 13 All-American.
All-American. Showing why she was picked in that All-American squad 2 years in a row. She streaks away. And it's always difficult, you've got the sweeper coming across, and cover defense is coming from behind you. So to position that sweeper how she wanted it, and then straight around it. Beautiful stuff from her. Gets her team right back into it on the eve of half-time here. 12 points to 7. Did you do the All-Americans?
I actually never, no, I have not done the All-Americans, in fact.
Well, that's crazy. The selectors are crazy. Whoever was selecting when Mel Denham was playing, you're crazy.
I'm not sure if the All-Americans were a thing when I was All-American age. Who knows?
No, it is now.
It is now, certainly.
And they're crazy. Here we go. Atlanta back on the attack. Pass. That was a tough pass to take, very hard, right down at her knees. Referee will call things to halftime here. 12 points to 7. The Atlanta Harlequins showing their experience and leading 12 points to 7 at halftime. And Mel, we talked about it in the lead up to the game, how important experience is. As a coach, you know that more so than probably a player. Atlanta showing it in the first half there. What were your thoughts on that?
Yeah, Atlanta seemed to be making really good decisions. The counteract that they had up there leading to the try. Really staying connected, staying focused. You can see the experience and the decision making out there. It's really pulling through for them.
It definitely is. And we saw a little bit of the Youngbloods earlier in the day. They had that very exciting tie. Made a little tired, like emotion that's kind of draining when you have that type of comeback. It does help you with the momentum side of things, but they look a little bit fatigued. What are your thoughts on them for the second half?
Yeah, I think we'll see how the halftime talk goes, but I think that fatigue might be starting to set in a little bit. It's a long day. The game started early this morning. The sun's out there. It's warm in the sun, so we'll see what they can pull.
What are you saying in the huddle? You had a lot of success with AIC. We saw you go right deep into the finals there, the Final Fours at Stanford earlier this year. What are your thoughts on what you'd be saying in the huddle to those girls right now?
I mean, right now, I think I'd just be trying to pump them up, keep them focused, and really letting them know patience goes a long way.
Yeah, definitely, and that is right. It's a 5-point ball game. Patience is going to be key here.
Something will break eventually.
Yeah, 100%, and that's just a matter of building pressure, and I think they're going to do that here in the second half if they're going to get away with it. It will be Atlanta kicking off, so they're going to get first use of the ball if they can handle this kickoff. We're going to jump down to the field now and get things going for the second half. It will be the Youngbloods kicking off to the Atlanta Harlequins, scoring 12 points to 7, just 7 minutes left to play. go, 7 minutes. And this is an important game in terms of the standings for the pool. It's very important that Harlequins can hold on here. A loss would all but rule them out of moving on. They would need other things to go their way, and that's good defense to start. Driving over the sideline. Beautiful tackle there. That looks like Kimberly Knipe, is it? They're wearing the 5 jersey. There it is. Here we go. Here comes the throw in now. Well contested. Short arm here, going across the tunnel. This is what the Youngbloods needed too. They needed some possession at the right end of the field, and they've got it early on. Quick tap. They pull it back. Ball comes across. Nice little dummy there. That's Rachel Lench. Looking for some runners. A little bit messy now. Ball on the ground. Comes back. Harlequins have it. Let's see what they can do. Pretty well defended here. They got 2-on-2. Turns back in, looking for support. Probably a good option there. Still, Youngbloods swarm in, make the tackle, bring it down to ground. Good defense from the Youngbloods as the Harlequins move it back to the left. This is where their strength is. They've got some numbers here. Knight pulls it back down. Does well. She's isolated on the sideline, cuts back in, look for some support. They'll recycle well.
Youngblood's defense is looking good. A lot of the girls out there were WPL championship teams on the championship team with the Twin City Amazons.
Yeah, hold the phone. There's Kimberly Knipe in the 23 jersey, sorry, and she is streaked over for her second try. Beautiful stuff from her. And she's proving to be quite the influence here on this game, Kimberly Knipe. Just a sensational athlete with a good turn of pace. She fends off 2 players there as she finds her way to the try line.
Kimberly Knipe is 26 out of Savannah, Georgia, South Senior Side All-Star in 2012 and 13. Played for the South Sevens in 2012 and 13 as well, so she's not a stranger to the King Sevens.
Yeah, she's definitely showing that she is going to be a leader for this team. She's going to get a well-earned break here if they pull over the sideline. Harlequins, if they can hold on here, will take themselves to 2-1. And they're probably going to be starting thinking about bonus points to get them through with how tight this pool is here between these 2 teams. Go. Conversion successful, takes it out to 19 points to 7. That's a nice 12-point buzzer with just 4.5 minutes left on the clock.
Again, the Atlanta Harlequins made it to the semifinals last year at Club Sevens, so this performance is to be expected.
Yeah, all the teams here, obviously the best 16 teams in the nation, all have something to prove. But as the competition rises, you know, so too to the team performances. You start to see the real teams come out. The cohesion that we talked about with some of these teams is just far superior. The true 7 outfits, not just teams that are cobbled together from a group of 15 clubs.
Absolutely, the teams that are playing, not necessarily thinking about playing.
There we go. Again, we talked about the importance of these girls in Pool C with the ICF Rugby out of Los Angeles. They also with the Sacramento Amazons, who at 2 losses are pretty much out of contention right now. Would need a lot of things to go their way. So the winner here is a great chance of progressing on to the finals. And here we see the Youngbloods going outside, puts on a little goose step to show and go. She's away, just a sweep and a beat. She tries to back herself on the outside again. Let me tell you, that was a sensational tackle by the little number 9 there. Looks like Lakita Sutton comes across and makes a beautiful tackle.
3 minutes to go.
That was Kate Stevens with a nice run on the Youngbloodz, 2-year Minnesota All-Star team, Thunderbirds. She's now playing for the Twin City Amazons and Youngbloodz.
Yeah, Stevens looking sensational out there. I love the little in and away she did. She went back to the same recipe twice. Sutton not falling for it. Beautiful little tackle as she comes across and bundles her into touch. In the complex of the game with just 2.5 minutes left to play here, that is a big play from her. And she's going to get a break. Coaching staff after that long run from her, giving her a rest, get some fresh legs on there.
That was a great cover tackle.
Great line out. Well contested there. Brings it down to the Harlequins though. They come out to the wing. She's isolated. She's going to back herself on the outside though. That's Lara Gardner. Look for support on the inside. A little bit slow. The referee spotted something there. Maybe a little knock on. Yep, got a little knock on. Youngbloods are going to have to put in here, and it's very important with just 2 minutes left on the clock that they do something with this possession.
Georgia Tech Women's Rugby Club member.
Georgia Tech well represented here today with the Youngbloodz. The Yellow Jackets, great university down there in Georgia, and geez, that's turned into a bit of a hotbed for rugby. Georgia over the last few years, you've seen the emergence of a few really good women's programs down there, and obviously with the Life program as well. I think they've recently added a women's program as well.
They have, yeah, and Rosalind Chow, who is actually rostered for the Airline now, is the head coach of the program over there.
Yeah, so that's doing leaps and bounds down there for the rugby program. Oh, could be trouble there. She's got herself caught under, grimacing in pain. Hopefully she gets up and she's okay. Look at her limp. Oh, she's tough. She's tough, Mel.
Youngbloodz playing physical game right now.
There we go. Still with the ball. They need to score quick though. Trying the big don't argue. Goes out to the wing. She just burrows it forward. Beautiful stuff there. That looks like Howard with the ball. Still on her feet. Now they come out. There's some space here and they've got numbers if they can use it. Ball goes to ground. That's going to hurt them. That gives the Harlequins a chance to readjust. Looping runner. One-on-one. Stevenson again. Can she get a man? Woman, sorry. She can, but the referee's got it for a forward pass.
Again, that Youngbloodz attacking strategy looks to be to commit the defense and really move that ball, use the width of the field and stretch it from one side to the other. Just an unfortunate knock for them there, forward pass. It's kind of been a bit of a stop-start performance here for the Youngbloodz. They weren't looking promising. Handling errors, forward passes have brought them undone at the last minute. Just 26 seconds left on the clock here, 12 points down. You would have to think this could hurt them. They're still going to sit in a position if they can win their last game to contest for the finals. But right now, Atlanta Harlequins putting it to the Youngbloodz, and they're going to get a penalty. It's coming back for an advantage. There's 3 seconds on the clock. See if she can just drain these last few seconds out and kick it into touch, and they will hold on to a 19-7 lead. There we go. We've still got some time. We must have had a little bit of injury time. They're going to keep playing here. Line out will go to the Harlequins. They're about 22 meters out from the line. See what they can do with this last attacking option. The game is obviously won. They've got a 12-point lead. They're going to see if they can put it, especially for points differential, if it comes down to that in such a tight pool, this could be huge for them. Comes out to the left, looking for a looping runner. Oh, beautiful little turn out there. Heather Hale with the ball. She steps back inside, outside. Heather Hale. That'll make the coaching staff very happy for the Harlequins. That'll help their points differential too, and what's been a very tight pool so far takes them out to 24 points to 7 conversion to come. Oh yeah, what a finish for Heather Hale, a 2-time World Cup Eagle in 2002 and 2006. Great performance.
Here we go, and that will wrap things up here once this conversion is taken. Tries to convert her own try and stays across the face there. Conversion unsuccessful, takes us through to full time. 24 points to 7. And the Harlequins, we talked about that, Mel, the experience of the Harlequins outfit. It shows through there as they get the nod over a very plucky Youngblood side.
Yeah, absolutely. And finishing it off in the end there with a kick from Heather Hale, that last minute try. I mean, experience, and it definitely goes a long way.
Yeah, it certainly is. And the next game we've got coming up here, the DC Furies, we saw them a little early. They got off to a slow start, came back very strong in the second half. They're going to take on one of the favorites, the San Diego Surfers side, obviously out of San Diego there in Southern California. And they look very impressive. They've won 2 from 2 so far. They had the big win over the Hawaiian side, Mana Wahine, here in the early game. And then on field 2, they defeated Old Blue 21 points to 7.